present and teach during the first Sunday. My presentation today is going to be a little different. We had started, last first Sunday we started talking about YouTube. And, but I decided for this first Sunday I would digress just a little bit. And because of some of the things that have been in the news, I thought this is more important to address for you here, and then for those who will see it eventually on YouTube when the Mousecast uploads it, and then we'll get to part 2 of YouTube, inshallah, next the first Sunday in October. So with that, the title of the presentation here is Protecting Your Personal Data and New Business Model for Wireless Companies. Are you paying too much? All right. And when I say wireless company, I'm talking about cell phone companies. So, protecting your personal data. And I know most of you have listened to the newspaper, seen on the radio and TV about some of these celebrities who have uploaded photos of themselves in various stages of undress, some of them totally nude. But they thought they were private. They took them with their own phones, on a cell phone, and they thought they were private. And they were private until someone hacked into their account and got access to them. I know you've heard about the problems that Target had for those who hacked into their system. Now, that's continuing now with Home Depot, Neiman Marcus. So really, truly, when you put anything out there in cyberspace, you want it to be protected, and in a lot of ways, it's just not. But there are things that we can do to try to protect them as best we can. All right. And so, what I want to bring to your attention today, and I'll let you know where I'm getting the information from. Consumer Reports. Consumer Reports have a fantastic issue in addressing, and what they refer to it as, your secrets aren't safe. Your secrets aren't safe. I've said this before, whatever you put out in the internet, if you put it out there, make sure it's going to be representative of you in a good light, because somebody might get a chance to see it. Even somebody that you may not want to see it may see it. So make sure you do that. But now, to try to protect yourself as best you can, let me just kind of relate some of the issues that have come about. I mentioned the hacking attacks already. So, and I mentioned there's 2 publications, but the publication I'm going to reference is the Consumer Reports. And so, I'm going to be dealing with where your information on your smartphone, social media like Facebook, Twitter, in the cloud. We'll talk about the cloud. Let me really tell you what the cloud is. I don't know if many of you have. I saw a news report on public radio, public TV, and the moderator was talking about. So when we send something up into the cloud, I just want you all to know there's nothing up in the cloud now. There's nothing up in the clouds. Okay. This information is on servers, big, huge server farms, okay? Servers are huge computers that hold your information. Now, some say, how many people here have used email? I use email. How many people use email? Where do you think your email is stored? It's not stored on your computer. Well, you can say the cloud. You can say the cloud, but it's on a server. It's on a server somewhere, and they did some broadcasts on this, but Yahoo, Google, which has Gmail, they're all in Amazon, they all have huge server farms. This is where all the information is kept, and that's how it's processed. That's where that information is. They try to protect it as best they can. All right, but there are people out there trying to attack them all the time. In fact, just recently they were able to break into Chase, which is a big bank, and somebody asks, well, so why are they trying to get into Chase? That's where the money is. They go where the money is. All right. Anyway, There are people out there trying to get in all the time. And if you think they think you have something of value, they'll try to get your information too. But there are some things that you can do to try to help protect it as best you can. We're also going to talk about where you shop, how to protect that information, and also while having coffee. What they're really talking about is coffee places. Now, did you know where I do most of my business when I don't do it at home? My external office is Starbucks. Any Starbucks that I can find, that's my office. That's where I do business. Because all my business is on the web, it's online, all right? So you know I have to work to protect mine. You know, I have several websites up, and I'm always transacting business either on my phone or my computer. All right, so we'll talk about that in this presentation. All right, so let me quote from this article. The article comes from the Consumer Reports, the July 2014 edition. If you want to get that yourself, you can get the whole report. It's an excellent report. I'm just going to deal with some aspects of it. Now, let's start with your smartphone. Now, I quote, Android phones. And Android phones are the phones that most people have. I happen to have an Apple phone, but most people have Android. That's the phones that you have. Android phones are the target of choice for hackers. Why? Because most people have them. All right. According to security firm F-Secure, 97% of new threats were aimed at Android phones, though most mobile malware, that's virusware, exists in third-party marketplaces outside of the Google Play Store. And of course, you know when you downloaded the Mousecast app, you went to the Google Play Store, and that's where your apps are for Android. It's Google Play. Okay. Those sites can harbor nasty code, such as, and they got these different codes, and I don't want to get too technical, but it's all viruses. So what they're saying is, this is the bottom line. If you're going to download an app to your phone, go to, for those who have Android, go to the Google Store, or Google Play Store and download the app. Don't download the app from somewhere that you're not familiar with, all right? Because if it's on the Google Play Store, they've already tested those apps to make sure they're virus-free. For those of us who have Apple phones, we should go to the App Store and download the apps, all right? So that you know you're downloading apps that are good and they don't have any viruses, okay? So that's dealing with, and for Windows, for those who have Windows phones, go to the Windows App Store and download the apps for your phone, all right? All right. Now, if you got BlackBerry or some of the other ones, you do the same thing. But make sure you download the apps from where you're familiar with them, okay? Not from a site that you're not familiar with. All right, social media. That's for those who have Facebook, and we're using Facebook and Twitter and whatever, particularly in Google+, Instagram, LinkedIn, all these. If you post and share information about an upcoming trip on Facebook, Google+, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter, you might have just set yourself up to be burglarized. Now, what do we mean by that? If you sit out there and say, well, I'm leaving out of town, I'm going to Aruba, whatever, okay, you know, and I'll be gone for however long I'll be gone, you might as well just tell people, you know, okay, now, God forbid you don't have a alarm system somewhere in your house, because you just advertising that you're not going to be there. Now, that doesn't say that somebody else is not going to be there. It's just saying you're not going to be there, all right? So be careful about sending signals ahead of time where you're going. I usually check in when I'm gone somewhere. I check in where I'm at. That doesn't mean nobody's at my house, all right? And I got me a good alarm system. That doesn't mean anything either. If they want to get in, they'll get in. I just pray Allah that they don't get nothing. They've tried in my house. They didn't get no farther than the back door. The alarm went off, and they were gone. I heard that the police was there in 2 minutes. I like that kind of system. Okay, they got no farther than the back door. And then when I got home, we put up a security guard. See, I didn't have a security door on my back. I had it on in the front, but I didn't have a security door on my back. I took care of that right away. All right. So, be careful what you post online about what you're getting ready to do. All right. Now, that's for social networks. In the cloud, I've already told you that there's nothing up in the sky now. All right. There are clouds up there, but that's not where your data is. It's on these servers. Widely used cloud services such as Dropbox and Evernote, I use Dropbox, okay, are great for storing files and organizing tasks, but they also have a spotty security record. Dropbox has had several breaches over the past few years. And in 2013, a hack of Evernote exposed the users' names and email addresses of about 50 million users. Now, Dropbox, the only thing I put up on Dropbox is my files. I upload files to Dropbox of pictures and stuff like that, and I don't put pictures up there compromising, okay, of myself. They always, I hope to be representative of myself, okay, and my family and whatever. So if you go in there and see what's there, hope you enjoy what's there, but it's not nothing that I can't show anybody else, all right. Dropbox is good to use. It's like anything though. Don't put anything out on the internet or anywhere else that you don't want nobody to see. All right. And also try to make sure you use a good password. And we'll talk about passwords, and I'm going to give you some suggestions. I'm going to give you some suggestions. Hold on a second. But I'm going to flip that. I'm going to flip that around. When I get ready, no, you don't have to do it now. When I get ready, I'll flip it around because I'm going to give you some examples of some passwords. One of the things you should not use for your password is password. Now, you'll be surprised how many people do that. You will be surprised how many people use the word password for their password. Or use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? How secure is that? Who can't guess that? All right. All right, so now, where you shop. This is really important. How to protect yourself where you shop. I kind of talked about the highly publicized breaches at Target and Neiman Marcus, just recently Home Depot. All right, so the best way you can protect yourself here is because you can't control the equipment that they have. And you swipe, and they're coming out with some more equipped cards. But the best way to do is to monitor your accounts. So when you get your bill, check your bill to make sure that there's no charges on there, and not charges that you didn't charge. All right, check that. But also, in terms of this, and also in terms of deterring identity theft, check your credit report. You know, you can get 3 free credit reports a year, one from each one of the major credit reporting agencies. That's TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Those are the 3 agencies. Check your credit reports. And when you go on and check them, don't get all 3 at one time. Stagger them. I get one every quarter. So for every 4 months, I get a credit. And in fact, I have it programmed in my phone to give me let me know. So October 1st, I'll get my last credit report for this year. I've already got it, and I got one from Experian, and I got one from Equifax. So the last one I'll get it from TransUnion. If you do that, most companies report to all 3 of those credit reporting agencies. So if you do that, you're going to get an idea of what your credit situation is across all those agencies. And if you spot something that's not, that you know is not, somebody has opened up an account, it's opened up something in your name, then you contact them right away. All right, so
all 3 of those will be free too.
All 3 of them are free. It's, you go to annualcreditreport.com. Now don't get, they got some sites out there that got similar names. They are free. They don't cost you a dime. All right, but order one every 4 months, one from each one of the agencies. All right, and this way, by monitoring your credit report, it will help you greatly. This is when you can really look at protecting yourself where you shop, so you can find out, make sure somebody has opened up another account and using your information. All right. While having coffee, if you like me, I love to go to Starbucks. Now you might go to some other places where they have free Wi-Fi. All right. Now for me, since I do business there, I never use the Wi-Fi at the shop. I use my own. I always use my own. I never use their Wi-Fi. Why? Because their Wi-Fi is public, and they'll let you know. They'll tell you, don't transact any business with your bank and anything on this, because somebody can hack into it and see it. All right. When I get ready to talk about cell phones, I'm going to show you where what you can use. I have it on my phone. Many of you may have it on yours. All right. And so you can, it's encrypted. So I don't use their Wi-Fi. All right, so now this is what they say here. Logging on to banking or even social networking sites on a public account can expose your credentials and passwords. If you're using your phone, access the cellular network, which is more secure. If you routinely use your laptop away from home, consider paying your cellular provider for the ability to create a tethered connection. That's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that when I get ready to talk about cell phones. Most of you may have it available to you, you don't even know you have it. All right. All right. So that's what I wanted to bring to you about this. I really want to talk about passwords, but my time is running out here. And so let me go to cell phones. And if I have any time left, I'll watch it. I'll give you some ideas about passwords because it's critical to choose a good, strong password. All right, so now I gotta set up. Now let me set up the. No, let me just go ahead. I'm not gonna use it, buddy, ma'am. I'm gonna go ahead to cell phones. I'm gonna turn the projector on. Let me go to cell phones, and then inshallah, afterwards, if you want to stop by my booth outside and talk to me about passwords and what passwords you think would be good, strong passwords, just so you know, don't use the word password. And don't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as your password, okay? All right. All right, now I want to talk about cell phones. And so give me just a second.